Well, that was an enlightening little zoom out. That was neato. Seriously though, this body needs to come down like holy shit. And I don't really want to deal with that guy, so I'm just gonna give it another go. Ugh. Lettuce for kids, it won't hold the weight of a grown man. I have something I need to know, corpse man. No, I don't. It's the old dialogue. Because I can talk to the corpse. Inspect the belt. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. But by they, do you mean the Hardy Boys? He nods. Right now, everything seems to fit their confession. I think he's dead. I agree. His personality is no longer a part of the world. Totally dead. Oh, there's actually new dialogue. The world no longer stores his personality in its composition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. No, better not say that. Too heavy. I'm still amused whenever a dialogue option responds to another dialogue option within my choices. Or totally. Or this bus is not coming back. Or deady, dead, 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 dead. What is dead anyway? No, let's be all let's all be artistic. All ridiculous. The world no longer stores his personality in its composition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. He nods in agreement with his advanced piece of with this advanced piece of conceptualization. Having mulled it over, the lieutenant says, "That sounds about right, yes." His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hairs grow on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic process inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. His eyes, they used to be blue. Good, the victim is an Occident descendant. He scribbles in his notebook. Light brown hair, blue eyes. When he says Occidental, he means white. Originally from the Occidental subcontinent, Unmundi. Hey, there's still new clues to get in here. Oops.
Yes?
I don't think I have a choice. Shit. In an effort to not deal with, the phrenologist, I was curious to see if I could potentially, go back to that gun check. But I don't have a gun. But I'm like, well, Kim has a gun. I don't know. I always just thought I'd find a fucking ladder. How hard can it be to find a ladder? Alright. Shit, this guy.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Everett told you to help us get the body down from the tree. So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute to your cunning, and will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands. You're so noble, Measurehead. There's a but. But, while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. He turns to Kim. Both of you. Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that? This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it down ourselves. I can live with the compromise. Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup. Haplogroup. That stuff takes me back. Doing the paper on my paleontology paper about the evolution of wolves, and it's like you get really familiar with these words for a bit. Okay then, wait here while Measurehead goes. Babe, see that they stay here the whole time. It's not great. It kind of makes me look like I'm on their side or something, when really I just need the, I've been backed into a corner. There's no fucking corners. There's no ladders in this universe, apparently. It's really hard to get one. The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves. She turns to you. So, you guys are like cops or something? We're just trying to keep things from going to shit. Have you ever thought that maybe things should go to shit? The woman twirls her hair. I'm Katja, by the way. You hear that? The lieutenant looks towards the yard. That sound. He's breaking something. He's probably just breaking the branch down? Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. Wish I could see it. I've seen enough of that dead body already. Look at you, RCM Rent-A-Cops! A loud voice booms in from below. Guarding that bridge like Everart's lapdogs. Is that what we're at now? The RCM's for sale? And who are you? The lieutenant fires back. What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you? Oh, shots fired. He's noticing things and bringing them back. Yes, I am an unbelievably corrupt cop. I am corrupt in every opportunity I get. I don't like any of these answers. None of these involve saying that I'm not working for them. Literally just getting the big guy to help me take a thing down. You could have done that. You're a big guy. You're not helpful. You probably could not have done that. There's only one cartoonishly large person in this area. But seriously, why is it so hard to find a ladder? That's none of your business. A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno, then... The man turns to look behind him, at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him. Why is Kuno laughing? He just walked out of bounds. His phrenology is so powerful that he could fly. The corpse has been removed from the tree. He brushes wooden flakes off his hands. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with race victory today. I don't like this guy. Thank you for your cooperation, Measurehead. Farewell, ham sandwich. You are a union man from now on. That is not how this works. Why are you not with the Hardy Boys? I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. He looks toward the coast, defiantly. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading. You pick up on something artificial in his tone, like he's putting on an act. This is unlike him. He is usually more himself. But you're all part of the union? The Hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to union alone, and I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Seminese. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman. There's more to it. What have you got against them? Fine. They have recently fallen under the influence of a possibly sexually perverted female vagrant and a narcotics peddler. It's shameful. Ah. Sexually perverted female vagrant and narcotics peddler. Well, there's the drug smuggling that's happening, and also... I'm taking sexually perverted female vagrant as his explanation of the 8th Hardy Boy. Who do you mean? Find out for yourself, endomorphic blob. Interesting. Lieutenant takes a quick note. Isn't Everard, the union boss, white? Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. He turns his eyes towards the harbor, seemingly bored with you. Yeah, but you still serve him. How does that factor into your life? Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital, something your race naivistic, I think. Your race naivistic communists never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. God damn it. These dialogue options keep making me laugh. I'm no communist. Communism is pretty cool. Individualism is my jam. My jam is a mysterious fourth thing. Communism's pretty cool. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted diseases. Rock and roll music. Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? He leans closer. Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music? Because if there's anything that's communistic, it's rock music. What in the world? Maybe it's the era? I've got it from disco, actually. Offshoots of the Seminese people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race, but what is done is done. It sounds like a wild, ridiculous, made-up thing for him to say that, but then it's like part of the legend of one of the kings is that he was conceived under cocaine and basically lived his life under cocaine. So, in this case, not quite. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese race. Okay, I'll ask. Who are the Seminese? The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Aeropagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago, millennia before you. We are the future, That is all you need to know. So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachol? I am a descendant. The narrow street of Ulunbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Semini's women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Phantom, waiting on immaculate conception from the Pale. There's a lot to take in here. Well, some of the stuff this guy's said, some of this guy's legend speak is so dense that it feels like talking to a pathologic NPC. Like just fucking take in this sentence. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulubuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Semini's women walk into the grey mass of Ile de Phantom, waiting on immaculate conception from the Pale. It's like talking to one of the step people for sure, where it's like this is so much that it's like it takes a lot to unpack. So you did not come from the islands? No. He craned his head. I have heard about it on the radio. Wow. So you're not really Seminese, you're just from Revachol? I am from Kuron. He changes tactics. And no, it's not just in Revachol. The city is central to the Seminese strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with. Think upon it. Jesus Christ. Oh. He's practiced. He spends a lot of time thinking about these exact phrasings. It's some power. It's so fucking powerful phrasing though every single time. It's like, goddamn. What a fucking message. You've heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with. Think upon it. It's like, fuck, man. No breaking bread today. Not that I necessarily want to. So Kim, what do you think about this? I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one. Best character 2019. Oh fuck, what's the Steam screenshot picture? There we go. It's F12. Alright. Oh my god. I can't share that yet. But I'll have to show that quote to somebody. Oh. That will be... That'll be our lucky racist. He will grant us 3 wishes. God damn it. Alright. Your paedomorphic friend has quick wits. He leans in to inspect. A protruding occiput and an A protruding occiput and an indentic zygomatic bone. Okay. I'm guessing if I see protruding occiput and zygomatic, I bet this will take me straight to a phrenology paper. External occipital protrudence. Yeah, oh, the occipital is like the back of your skull? Like the bottom back. The cup sort of area. Okay. And the zygomatic bone is it's your cheekbone. Yeah. Because these guys think that skull shapes indicate the quality of your genes and your intelligence and your IQ and all that, which is another whole other issue. Sean actually put out a pretty good video this week about the bell curve that deals with a lot of elements of IQ and its history being incredibly troubled, and all the people that use it being really kind of worrying. Generally speaking, IQ just doesn't... It's a lot of its implementations lead to this guy, more or less. along with phrenology and other creepy things. Meanwhile, we got fucking lunatic people being like, we're gonna help do special face scanning tech so that when you do a job interview, it's gonna put dots on your face to scan your face shape, and that'll figure out whether or not you best deserve the job and so on. And I'm like, oh no. It's like you're like basically incorporating elements of phrenology directly into the process of interviewing by making people interview via a webcam that is scanning their face and judging their face as to whether or not they deserve the job. And it's like, that's distressing, because we have a long history of AI-driven advancements themselves being things that just kind of become wildly racist very quickly. And it's not because they were programmed to be racist necessarily, but it's that the way that they process data will reincorporate racist elements of how society is run, and then start making more racist decisions because they're getting into a feedback loop of what exists already in the world. It's kind of like how if there's increased police activity in low-income areas, then you have increased arrests in low-income areas. So that if you feed that into an AI bot that's supposed to try to tell you where you should be sending the police on a given basis, it's going to look at that data about how many arrests there are in those areas and will increase the police activity in those areas further, which will then increase the number of arrests, which will then increase the number of police, which will then increase because it loops back and forth on this idea of like, because you're heavily policing and looking for crime specifically in that area, you are going to inevitably increase the number of arrests compared to other areas that are getting lax policing altogether, or not, or no policing. And therefore the data will tell you that that's where all the crime happens. And it's like, well, yeah, if you're like, that's not to say that there is not any deviation of how much crime there is in area to area to begin with, but generally speaking, the place where arrests happen and crime is detected are the places where the heavy policing is occurring and enforcement is occurring. So then you get a feedback loop of increasing the data more and more. So you're putting your foot on the scale by doing that in the first place. And so, generally speaking, having a weird system that's supposed to like scan people's faces and tell you which ones are worthy is going to be incorporating data from somewhere. It can't just magic like that. Here's the problem with tech companies and a lot of people that think they're just gonna like create tech solutions to everything about how society works and how people are treated, is that it generally makes this bizarre assumption that there's just an objective quality truth to things and a right way, and you can totally somehow reach that objective high watermark via data or whatever. And it's like, no, all of the data comes from society and is inherently flawed and corrupted and worrying and reflects whatever choices we were already making and whatever injustices we were already enforcing. So therefore the data loops back and forth, and that's why you immediately have these things start enforcing distressing things. And it's like you're just making it easier and more anonymous to discriminate against different types of people, or to find new ways to refuse jobs that aren't even really the same reason, aren't even the same thing as why they would actually be qualified for the job or not. It all turns into be a big old pile of bummer and worrying nonsense. It's bad. It's just not good. Tech companies worry the shit out of me, because a lot of the things that have happened in our society for the last like 15-20 years on the internet have been some guy, some IT grad, makes a website or an app, and then it shapes society. And like, they weren't fucking like referring to a panel of experts and engineers and like sociologists about how to best like improve society. They were just making a thing for capitalistic reasons to do a thing. So when I see people doing like, oh yeah, face scanning, it's gonna judge your face and somehow tell whether you deserve a job and stuff like that, I'm like, because like the ramifications of more innocent sounding things are much more distressing. Like if you look at Uber or Facebook, like somebody just made a service or a website and it changed everything. Like Facebook and WhatsApp are the biggest contributors to what determine who gets elected president in various countries around the world, and they shape like actual government policy and therefore the world around us. And it was originally just the place where you'd post pictures of your dog and your food and haha, fun party, and like nobody could have predicted or not, well, definitely people could have predicted this. In fact, Hideo Kojima predicted this in Metal Gear Solid 2. He specifically predicted like how people will get into increasingly insular microcultures on the internet that will fragment and radicalize and so on. And he, you know, the gamer kept saying memes, and that game came out like 15 years ago, actually. I need to play that again because I played that when I was like 14 and I didn't understand the entire ending, but it's fucking nuts. But yeah, so that's why that's why it's always worth worrying when some tech company, some guy is like, look at this new tech we got, we can scan people's faces. Like, oh no, this is this type of stuff that gets incorporated into society and has ramifications well beyond what a person ever interpret, like actually planned on it being. And oftentimes the people who make these kinds of things themselves want to remove the thing that they made from society, and they spend the rest of their life wanting to debunk the thing that they did, because people, once the cat's out of the bag, you're just fucked. It just becomes the world now, whether it be a service or a thought or an idea. Like how everyone fucking goes on and on about fucking alpha wolves, which don't even exist and aren't a real thing. And the guy who first did the study that brought us the concept of alphas and betas and stuff like that has been trying to debunk that entire concept since then, because it was all a flawed, broken thing, and they know that, but it doesn't stop anyone from constantly saying this shit, even though the creator themselves doesn't agree with the conclusions of their own study anymore, and it was all a mistake, and that kind of stuff. Ooh boy. And then the side tangent. This is already a tangent anyway. I was working in a cubicle for like a year, and I hated it, and I was googling like cubicle depression and stuff like that, because I was wondering like if cubicles are known for leading to wide-scale increases in like depressive episodes or stuff like that, because I was genuinely wondering if I was having one or not, because I'm not, to this day I'm not sure if I've ever had one. I maybe never have, I don't know, but I was definitely bummed out and curious about this stuff, so I was googling it while I was in my cubicle. The guy who, it's actually really cute, the guy who made cubicles in the first place had this like charming little idea of like essentially making like the Swiss Army knife of work desks. It's like, oh, look at all these things it can do. It has all these different compartments and drawers and like a wall where you can hang stuff up, and it's like a really efficient workspace, and it's just a really cool, fun idea, like an engineer thought of. And then he saw how society creates cubicle farms where you have massive rooms with hundreds and hundreds of cubicles in them, like the one I was in, where everyone's just kind of in their weird little private room where they're just not able to engage with people, and they can't be social at work, and they can't even look at other people while they're working. They're just stuck in a gray box where they have nothing to do but stare at their spreadsheets in eternity. And yeah, I can't imagine why somebody would fantasize about creating a story like The Matrix, where you break out of your cubicle and turn into a Superman in a crazy world that sees beyond the code and all that shit, because like, yeah, you start to have those thoughts all the time when you're in a cubicle all day. I worry about the mental health of people that are stuck in them in the long term, because it seems really damaging. And that was another example of like the guy who made those things doesn't like them now and doesn't want them to be in society, because he's seen what has become of his invention, and it just makes him sad. Or it did. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't remember. I looked this up years ago now. A lot of these things I looked up, maybe I misquoted anything today, but these are just various things. Everything's political. It's just everything's political. And people often be like, duh, key your politics out of this thing or that thing, and it's like, that approach is very damaging, especially when it comes to the development of technology. And like a lot of distressing things are coming from computer programmers that live in kind of, they work and live in an environment that's kind of secluded and insular with their own people, so they're surrounded with people that are like them, and they don't really think about larger social issues, about what the ramifications are of the thing that they're loosing upon the world, and then we all get to deal with the consequences of that shit, and that's just a thing these days. But anyway, pedomorphic. Do I even want to Google that? All the best insults are the ones that you have to Google. Pedomorphic, of an animal retaining juvenile features as an adult. Oh, it's like, yeah, it's neoteny. I've talked about neoteny on this channel during the Zelda playthrough, where I was a wolf, and I was like, hey, Wolf Link's neotenized. He's got like the white belly and like a bunch of the traits that more closely resemble a dog than a wolf. And I was talking about, going back to that paper I mentioned a moment ago about the wolves and the domestication thereof. Like the neotenized traits are when you would breed an animal to maintain its younger traits longer and longer into its life. Neoteny, also known as juvenilization, is the delaying or slowing of the physiological development of an organism, typically an animal. Neoteny is found in modern humans. And yeah, so I think that seems to be a synonym to paedomorphic, basically. Or technically it's a different part of sentence structure, but so it's not exactly the same thing as a synonym. Whatever. Anyway, this guy's fucking studying my friend's skull, so I'm pretty done with him. The lieutenant does not flinch. He seems pretty used to this shit, which is a bummer in its own way. Know anything about this mug? He does not so much as glance at the object. You know anything about it? Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it. He had nothing to do with it. Alright, see you later. As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. Cool. So cool. Where's it from? From a distant sunset? A strange light? Flash photography? Nowhere in particular? It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and then they solve shit. Oh, thanks, composure. Actually, now that I hear superstar and law officer in a sentence, they sound really weird together. What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rock star politician and drug addict teacher. Yeah, that's about right. This is worrying. Embrace the superstardom you've worked so hard to establish. Oh. These are not good premises. You got me the wrong impression. I'm no superstar. I'm trash. Yeah, a cool trash superstar. Big dick cop on his luck. Big dick cop down on his luck. Salam, Rocky bye. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera, lights. Wait, what's that about a ludicrous fantasy world? Yeah, you know, beneath it is just heartbreak, a pulmonary tract infection, atherosclerotic disease. All right. Atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease is what it defaults into, auto-completing into. Build up in the artillery wall, narrowing of the blood vessel. The buildups of fat, cholesterol, and other substances in and on artery walls. Hooray. My favorite part is the impending doom. This is where you can say action and reconceptualize all that. Reinvented as the world's first celebrity police officer. No. This is the beginning of your legend. I must have hit my superstar cop threshold or something. Yep. I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. Is it cause I, is it cause I did a joke? Which part was the superstar cop part? I have 0 points in Apocalypse Cop. I'm actually not even entirely sure what Apocalypse Cop is at this point. Whoa, I got 2 fascist points. Which ones were those? Did I... Huh. Did I get it just from talking to this guy in general? I wonder. I'm literally have more fascist points than liberal points now. Funny how that goes. Huh. I'm torn because I don't like the idea of Superstar Cop, but at the same time, I do like the idea of entertaining dialogue in a Let's Play. I'm kind of torn. One thing you get is you get new thoughts. New thoughts get added to your backlog of thoughts that you can use to level up and so on. But the other thing that happens is that I think it might determine whether or not certain dialogue options can continue to happen in the future, kind of shaping who you are as a person. At the same time, though, if I were to play the game again, I'd probably be heavy on psyche and physique. And if I did that, I feel like Superstar Cop would be more of that playthrough. I might do that, by the way. I don't know if I'd want to do this game twice back to back, because it's just a lot. And the game is pretty exposition heavy, and a lot of that will still happen both times. That's kind of a bummer, but I'm definitely tempted to play the game again. It's just, it's logistically kind of a mess. Maybe like a year later when more of my memory is faded or something. I don't know. This is the beginning of your legend. Nah, I'm too downbeat. I won't say those things anymore. Actual art degree. That's quite a piece of art right there. Trite, contrived, mediocre, milquetoast, amateurish, infantile, cliche, and gonorrhea-ridden paean to conformism. I fucked me. Affront to humanity. War crime. Should literally be tried for war crimes. Resolutely shit. Lacking in imagination. Uninformed. Reimagining of limp-wristed, premature, ill-informed attempt at talentless fuckfest. Recidivist shit peddler. Pedantic. Listless. Savagely boring. Just one repulsive laugh after another. -1 to hand-eye coordination. Handshakes from anger. Hands shake from anger. How shit it all is. Conceptualization. Passive plus heal 1 morale and gives 10 experience. Oh, conceptualization passives do that. All conceptualization passives? That's a lot of experience and heals. What is a passive though? Is that every time anything from my conceptualization comes up as a result of? I mean, I guess a passive has to be every time you're talking, right? And that swirly eyeball thing that's looking at like a cube or whatever comes up. My art Kai. I get 10 experience every. Jesus Christ. I mean, I think that might be worth the 1 lost point of hand-eye coordination. Even if it makes me an just insufferable smug asshole. Like, conceptualization shows up a lot. It might be like an experience multiplier. See art in the world. I like this piece of art, by the way. Damn. What a description. Finger pistols. Pew, pew. I'm gonna run out of points soon, and I'll have to actually choose ones to remove. Yeah, I don't like the idea of Superstar Cop. I feel like Superstar would go well with a joke playthrough where you play as like a fascist, racist, garbage asshole who thinks they're all that. Which I kind of like the idea of fucking around with. I have to see what happened to the body. Kuno was laughing. Why was Kuno laughing? What did he do? Is the body like destroyed or something? Alright, what happened here?
You missed it at show before. A gift came by, completely fucked a tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up. Fucked it good. It was porno.
By the way, kipped. By the way, kipped is a racial slur. If you want to shut it down, you need to act decisively. It's Kuno. Use Kuno words. Oh no. Oh no. I don't like this one. So you can say stop using the K word, it belongs in the past, which will not work because that's not using Kuno words, rhetoric. Whereas this one is like, yeah, I like saying this slur, but you need to say it right. Here's the better version of the slur. I'm like, no, and then you can just sidestep it. But like the way of shutting it down is to speak like Kuno, which is a bummer. Is it worth it? Total retards use language like that. Congratulations, Kuno, you just made yourself a retard. Stop choking, Kuno. The Falgari's got you on your chokehold. Kuno's not fucking choking. He grabs his throat like he's choking. Choked you out there. Serves you right for using reactionary shit. Like fuck you did. Let's go off his throat. Kuno's gonna keep saying kipped forever now. Kipped. He only gets out 2 kips before he coughs. Shit. He stops. The fuck you want anyway? You got your fuck bag down. Now let's talk normal shit. Oh, you want a normal conversation, huh? Yes, Kuno wants a normal conversation. He even sounds a little plaintive now. Ask normal shit, please. Kuno, I found your shack. You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack? It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in? I phase shifted through the roofing material. Shit, get the fuck out of here. You can't do that. You can't do that, Kuno. He's trying to fuck at you. Pigs can't displace. Can't do that teleport shit. He says to himself, then turns to you. How'd you like it in there, pig old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right? What was with the pig head? Oh, that? He picks a bit of dirt from his fingernail. Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo demo tape. Oh, Jesus. That's just a Kuno demo tape. You trying to send me a message of some sort? Oh, no. Yeah. Cool pig head. I liked it. Got one too. This one. It's shit. What? He looks fucking confused. What is this shit fucking on yourself? This is weird level shit. Kuno doesn't go there. Fuck your shit back to normal. What is this? Healed morale. Well played. No one saw that coming. Did I just wait? So that just gave me 10 experience, right? Fuck, that's really that's a lot of experience to get that pace. What's with the tube of magnesolum, Kuno? It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything? He looks at you like you just pointed at the sun and asked him what it was. You could use some. It's magnesium, right? Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a barrel. Don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno. You're gonna show him your secret. Come on, it's just magnesium. Don't mystify it. He looks at you, eyes bulging. You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo. Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD. You're gonna fucking die. Found a plate covered in powder residue. Know anything about it? That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in that pig. Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes. I've heard enough of this. Talk about your shack again, but not really. Just to make it not show up as new again. Oh. -1 for backing down, +1 to talking to Kuno S. I shook her. She's shook now. Ask about the crime scene now that, yeah. That ladder, ever climb it? Look at that fucking shit, he screeches. You trying to get Kuno killed? So you would say the ladder is unclimbable. Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat. The lieutenant takes a quick note in his notebook. It's a trap, Kuno. Don't climb it, Kuno. What's in the greenhouse over there? Dunno. Kipt-ass gardener used it to work there. Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Areopagite descent. It's used to be a common first name among the Areopagites of Ilamara. Not so much anymore. The gardener? She's not actually a gardener. Turns out she's a union fixer. The fuck does this have to do with Kuno? Kuno doesn't give a shit who she is. Who is Kuno? Kuno's Kuno, pig! It's always Kuno, never I. So you refer to yourself in the third person? We said that before. Kuno, is that some kind of gang name? Yeah, Kuno's in a fucking gang. In a bang gang. Kuno bangs for Mazda, bangs for Mazda, bangs for Revical. Watch out, Kuno, he's trying to fiddle you. He's gonna get his hands on you. The thing behind the fence starts squealing, shrill and violent like a fire alarm. The sound gets louder as the child shouts at the window overlooking the yard. Oh yeah, there's one from before. Maybe everyone's just tired of this person. Maybe this is how I unback down. Just answer the questions. Help, he's digging his dick out. Escalate, Kuno, his dick is out, you're afraid. Pigs are hurting, Kuno, somebody please. It's full blast now. The wind carries the message far and wide across Martinez. How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just appeal to his reason. You can shut him down with physical instrument. That's a bad idea. That's actually touching him. Are you high right now? Help, misters, help! He prances around, eyes bulging out of the sockets, rolling hard, yelling at the windows. He's flashing, Kuno. He's showing his genitals. If we don't help Kuno now, it'll be too late. Who put you up to this? No one, he whispers suddenly. Kuno's doing this because he likes it, pig. Help, the pig's gagging him. Kuno can't speak. But he's literally speaking still. Someone put you up to this. You put him up to this yourself when you decided to talk to him in the first place. Listen to your friend, Kuno hawks a loogie on the ground. The phlegm is yellowish and bubbling somehow. It was the harbor, wasn't it? They're trying to compromise me. I can hear them laughing now. You're fucking losing it. You're fucking losing it, you fat fuck. Help, people. His face is contorted with hideous laughter. The RCM's trying to fuck Kuno in the ass. What is this sick charade? No! The boy screams, his freckled face contorting in hideous, uncontainable laughter. Get off, Kuno, you sick fat fuck! The nearly psychopathic way they can slip in and out of this act implies you're not the first victim. Yeah, don't punch him, that's a bad idea. Look, Kuno whispers, even softer than before, vanishingly silent. For emphasis, a ghost is saying this. A shit-eating psychopathic ghost with an ace up his sleeve. If you want it, I know you want to hit me. He lets it linger. You got that I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look that Kuno's dad gets. The murder look, the rage look. Relax. He can't read your mind. He doesn't know you were thinking that. Of course he knows that. If you create a situation where 100% of people will think that, then yes, you can know that they're thinking that. There's a dead body, remember? That's what we're doing here. You're a cop on a case. Can you read my mind, Kuno? Why don't we get back to the interview, Kuno? I know what you thought. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. I'm gonna shut that shit down. You know what? You should have, because now... He raises his voice again. You're nothing. You're a joke to Kuno. Kuno laughs at you. He spreads his arms, taking dominion over the Lord. King Kuno. Kuno turned you into his prison bitch. You're gonna be in this shit with Kuno. No. The lieutenant almost rolls his eyes. You're not. We can just leave. Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever. The Pippo-headed critter doesn't let him finish. A Pippo is a type of hat, by the way. What? Oh, so she's wearing a Pippo? Oh yeah, it's a, if you Google Pippo, you get knit cap. Pippo is a masculine given name. Unrelated. There's also a Pippo the Clown. And Pippo of Azora, the Hungarian soldier. Italian-Hungarian soldier. Yeah, nice Pippo. You don't talk to me about my fucking Pippo. You don't know where I come from. You're just Kuno's bottom bitch. Whatever. I had questions about the crime scene. Okay, Kuno is kind to his bitch. Ask your questions, but remember... He taps on his temporal lobe. This changes shit. Click, click, click goes the little Pippo wearing asshole behind the fence. Meaning there's been a change in some kind of evil clockwork. There will be consequences. God damn it. I figured, oh, right, this is where I probably backed down to him last time. Maybe if I deal with this bullshit, but we basically just I think I just basically ended up with back down anyway. I think the only way to not back down to Kuno is to punch him in the face. Yeah. I thought I'd ask about what the guy did, or what he saw, but I don't think that that's coming up. Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched. Isn't this what I have right here? I think. So there's a lack of magnesium in me? Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to lack of magnesium in your bloodstream. Do I need to mag it up? You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already, and the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium. So you're saying I need to become a magnesium-based life form? Thought, become magnesium-based life form. Wait, it's a thought? No shakes means -1 shivers? The thought. It's generally understood that human beings are carbon-based organisms, fusing little carbon tubes together to form complex, mushy structures capable of thought, love, and locomotion. It is also known that these structures sometimes like to take the edge off by consuming ethanol, amphetamine, etc. In such cases, it's important to supplement your body with magnesium. Tired? Mag it. Down? Mag time. Liver damage? Maximum mag. Some people say magnesium doesn't really do anything and you just need to quit. What do you tell them? I might need to Google magnesium. I'm a little curious about this. As far as I can tell, it's not the equivalent of taking like an actual, like the drugs. It's like a supplement, I think? We're talking about just doing magnesium supplements? A really specific thing to focus on. Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to ascend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system. I don't think that works that way. Otherwise, it'd be very easy to solve all of our problems if you just undo body damage by just taking the thing that fixes all the body damage. Hey, where's it? Does it say anywhere how many things I have consumable-wise? I'm not sure if it does. Like in a place where it lists its name. I know that's what this is here, but it doesn't tell you what it is. There's an item that heals me, and there's an item that increases my morale. I'm trying to remember. I don't think those were magnesium, but I could be wrong. Well. Hello, body. The corpse lies on the ground, among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side. Well, that was nice of him, I suppose. Well, it's down. Celebrate in a more reserved manner. Hey, big experience. That's another level. As it always is. We finally accomplished that goal. The body is down. Big boom. Means it's time to get one of these now. Yep, let's deal with my character's strange approach to finger pistols. Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. The lieutenant nods approvingly. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. A field autopsy? Yes. He covers his nose and lists. 1. Investigation of scene. 2. Internal examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3. We're gonna do an autopsy in the field? The RCM's 4-phase murder scene. Processing manual. The fuck are they on about? Cop's gonna cut his shit up? Don't we have someone else for this? Like a doctor? No. You and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From autopsy to cleanup, to social work. Everything. Wait, honorary rank of detective? An honor and a burden. Attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is Lieutenant Detective. Yes, I feel like a detective. You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. What exactly is a field autopsy? Come on, officer. He pulls on a pair of latex gloves. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them. What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano Corpus Mundi is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single Et Peu de Sang to crank the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is? You have no idea. Encyclopedia, you have fucked me. Oh boy. Alright, well guys, look forward to this next episode. We're gonna find out what happens when we cut open the bloated, week-old corpse. Can't wait. I'm probably gonna puke into his body cavity.